Hey y'all, so today we are going to be continuing with reading out loud Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And I want to reiterate the mission statement for this video series. And that is, I want to be a better speaker, number one. Number two, I want to articulate my words better. And number three, I want to be able to think on my feet, and I want to be able to speak out loud better. I want to be more comfortable in front of the camera. And number four, I just admire and I envy a lot of the people that I see on the internet who can just speak so freely, so fluently, without pause, without making so many errors, without being stun locked. And I realize that if I want to do that, I should definitely speak more frequently, which is why I need to read more. And without further ado, let's continue with Marcus Aurelius. And today we are going to be reading only for 15 minutes. And also, because I was actually recording this video before, but for some reasons it didn't show up on my hard drive, so that's why we are recording another take of this one again. But this time I guess I'm going to be continuing with book 4, since I'm sure nobody cares about the actual content of what I'm reading. But without further ado, let's start the timer and begin. Oh my gosh, I hate this. What does not make a human being worse in himself cannot make his life worse either. It cannot harm him from outside or inside. The nature of the beneficial was bound to act thus. All's right happens in the world. Examine this saying carefully, and you will find it true. I do not mean right simply in the context of cause and effect, but in the sense of just, of morality, as if some adjudicator were assigning dues. So keep on observing this, as you have started, and in all that you do, combine doing it with being a good man. In the specific conception of good man, preserve this in every sphere of action. When someone does you wrong, do not judge things as he interprets them, or would like you to interpret them. Just see them as they are, in plain truth. Always have these two principles in readiness. First, to do only what the reason inherently is kingly and judicial power prescribes for the benefit of mankind. Second, to change your ground, if in fact there is someone to correct or guide you away from some notion. But this transference must always spring from a conviction of justice or the common good, and your preferred course must be likewise, not simply for apparent pleasure or popularity. Do you possess reason? I do. Why not use it then? With reason doing its job, what else do you want? You have subsisted as part of the whole, and you will vanish into that which gave you birth, or rather you will be changed, taken up to the generative principle of the universe. many grains of incense on the same altar. One falls to ash first, another later. No difference. Within 10 days you will be regarded by a god, by those very people who now see you as beast or baboon. If you return to your principles and the worship of reason, no, you do not have thousands of years to live. Urgency is on you while you live, while you can become good. No, you do not have thousands of years to live. Urgency is on you while you live, while you can become good. What ease of mind you gain from not looking at what your neighbor has said, or done, or thought, but only at your own actions, to make them just, reverential, imbued with good. Do not glance at the black characters either side, but run right on to the line, straight, not straggly. I'm not performing well today. I'm not reading well today. But hey, imperfect practice is still better than no practice. One who is in all a flutter over his subsequent fame fails to imagine that all those who remember him will very soon be dead, and he too. Then the same will be true of all his successors, until the whole memory of him will be extinguished in the sequence of lamps lit and snuffed out. But suppose immortality, and those who will remember you in everlasting memory. Even so, what is that to you? And I do not simply mean that this is nothing to do and I do not simply mean that this is nothing to do and I do not simply mean that this is nothing to the dead, but to the living also. But to the living also, what is the point of praise, other than for some practical aspect of management, as it is you are losing the opportunity of that gift of nature, which does not depend on another's word. So everything in any way beautiful has its beauty of itself, inherent and self-sufficient. Praise is no part of it. At any rate, praise does not make anything better or worse. This applies even to the popular conception of beauty, as in material things, or works or art. So does the truly beautiful need anything beyond itself? No more than law, no more than truth, no more than kindness or integrity. Which of these things derive its beauty from praise, or withers under criticism? Does an emerald lose its quality if it is not praised? What of gold, ivory, purple, a lyre, a dagger, a flower, a bush? You may ask how, if souls live on, the air can accommodate them all from the beginning of time. Well, how does the earth accommodate all those bodies buried in it over the same eternity? buried in it over the same eternity. Just as here on earth, once bodies have kept their residence for whatever time, their change and decomposition makes room for other bodies. So it is with souls migrated to the air. They continue for a time, then change, dissolve, and take fire as they are assumed into the generative principle of the whole. In this way, they make room for successive residents. Such would be one's answer on the assumption that souls do live on. We should consider, though, not only the multitude of bodies thus buried, but also the number of animals eaten every day by us and other creatures. A huge quantity consumed and, in a sense, buried in the bodies of those who feed on them. And yet there is room for them. Because they are reduced to blood and changed into the elements of fire and air. How to investigate the truth of this? By distinguishing the elements. How to investigate the truth of this? By distinguishing the material and the causal. No wandering. In every impulse, give what is right. In every thought, stick to what is certain. Universe, your harmony is my harmony. Nothing in your good time is too early or too late for me. Nature, all that your seasons bring is fruit to me. All comes from you, exists in you, returns to you. The poet says, Dear city of Cercops, will you not say, Dear city of Zeus? If you want to be happy, says Democritus, do little. May it not be better to do what is necessary, what the reason of a naturally social being demands, and the way reason demands it done? This brings the happiness both of right action and of little action. Most of what we say and do is unnecessary. Remove the superfluidity, and you will have more time and less bother. So in every case, one should prompt oneself, is this or is it not? Is this or is it not something necessary? And the removal of the unnecessary should apply not only to actions, but to thoughts also. Then no redundant action either will follow. Try out too how the life of the good man goes for you. The man content with his dispensation from the whole, and satisfied in his own action, and satisfied in his own just action and kind disposition. You have seen that. Now look at this. Do not trouble yourself. Keep yourself simple. Keep yourself simple. Do not trouble yourself. Keep yourself simple. Someone does wrong. He does wrong to himself. Has something happened to you? Fine. All that happens has been fated by the whole from the beginning and spun for your own destiny. In sum, life is short. Make your make make you in sum, life is short. Make your gain from the present moment with the right reason and justice. Keep sober and relaxed. I either an ordered universe or a stew of mixed ingredients, yet still coherent order. Otherwise, how could a sort of private order subsist within you, if there is disorder in the whole, especially given that all things, distinct as they are, nevertheless permeate and respond to each other? A black character, an effeminate, unbending character, the character of a brute, a dumb animal, infantile, stupid, fraudulent, coarse, mercenary, despotic. If one who does not recognize the contents of the universe is a stranger in it, no less a stranger is the one who fails to recognize what happens in it. He is a fugitive. If he runs away from social principle, blind if he shuts. Let's continue with this paragraph. Blind if he shuts the eye of the mind, a beggar if he depends on others, and does not possess within himself all he needs for life. A tumor on the universe, if he stands aside and separates himself from the principle of our common nature in disaffection with his law, for it is nature which brings this about, just as it brought you about to a social splinter. If he splits his own soul away from soul of all rational beings, which is a unity. Alright, we shall be back tomorrow. And imperfect practice is still better than no practice. Peace.